Why is that over there? It's not in that window. It's so stupid. Why would you over there? Possibly the dumbest way that program could have opened. Why can't over here? What do you do? What are you doing, weirdo? My program opened in a totally wrong window. So now, like, I have to cock my head to do anything with it, where normally I just occasionally glance over there for the stream, for the chat and stuff. Hey, good day, Monmouth. Give me just 1 minute here. I realized just now that apparently when we streamed this first on Halloween, I had not come prepared with a proper rating for it, I guess, because I can't find one that matches what I'm seeing. So ESRB, the United States rating system, gave it a rating, but Peggy did not. And so I'm trying, I didn't realize that. I thought there were ratings for both. So I'm trying to really quickly here cobble together. I'm almost done. It doesn't take long because I already have several of the images saved up. I'm trying to cobble together an image for use on the stream. My recommendation, plus ESRB's recommendation, plus the actual Peggy rating. And if either ESRB or Peggy are missing, of course, then I indicate that as well. So, okay, so now if I choose this, there we go. There you are. All right, I'll close these just so they don't take extra resources while I'm playing. The game turned out to be a bit interesting. Did you not think any of the other ones were interesting so far that we played? I mean, I don't know about all of them, but everybody has their own taste. But there were none out of all the others that we've been playing that you found interesting? Or you're just, I think I know what you're saying. What you're saying is you weren't sure about it and now it's turned out to be interesting. Is that what you're trying to say? I think that's what you're trying to say, right? Yeah, so I guess we'll start. If I remember right, this kind of, it's not as bad as something like Black Mirror, but this does like a graphical shifting something or other. So I'm going to need to manage that. We'll see how that works out. Yeah, okay, so I need to move this over to about, okay, give me a second here. Move this over to about there. And then this to there. Oh, I'll move it up. Hang on. Move it up a little bit. That. And this. Like that. A bit more clever than usual. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I definitely like it. Okay, let's see if this is stream-wise, if this works out so I can... Yeah, I can. It's technically my stream window is cut off slightly, but it doesn't cut off any of your... Like mine, the chat window is cut off slightly, but it's way over on the right side and it doesn't affect any of the text that you've put, so... I think... You know, one more time. I'm going to move a little bit more. We're going to do that. Hang on. So if I move this over like this, and then that. All right, I think that should be the final adjustment. Yep. Okay, yeah, I can see everything now. Completely everything. I forgot, does this have volume? Because this seems kind of loud. I can turn it down on my headset too. So that's always a thing. Yeah, it's a bit... Let's see. How's that? Is that all right for you on stream? I don't want to shift out like tab back and look at levels on my software, just because if I move out of this window, then I have to move back in, and it does this whole like switching graphics and switching back. So if music sounds okay, let me know. I'm gonna turn this other stuff's gonna be way loud if music's that low. So let me turn these down probably to about there, and yeah, something like that. I don't know if that'll be quite right, but that's probably something close at least. Let's do that. Okay. Let me know if the sound needs any adjustment. Otherwise, we'll stick with what I have now. This was... When did we play this? I don't even remember when this was saved. I feel like we played this... So we played this on Halloween. And then I feel like we played this... the day after Halloween. Or not the day... The weekend after Halloween, right? So we played this on Sunday, the 31st of October. And then I think we played it Friday, which would have been the 5th of November, I think is what it was. Something like that. I think that's right. And we've only played it, you can see down here. Oh. Whoa. It's not showing up. Let me make sure it shows up on stream. I forgot to switch game capture windows, I guess. Hang on. Yeah. So looking for Resident Evil Village. That doesn't work if I'm not actually playing Resident Evil Village. Just try to make sure that's fixed. Okay. Give it a second. There we go. Oh. But this is... Yeah, I know why. Which one was it that I used for that? So actually, well, that doesn't matter. We don't want that one. Is it this one? Might be that one. I don't remember now. But no, it's not that, because I'm not doing a screen capture. I'm just doing... It's that, maybe? I don't remember which one this was. Let's do this. Okay. It's been a while, so I've forgotten how we handled this before. Let's do that. Then I will do... I don't even remember. This might be too much. Music is and I turned the music way down too, right? Let me for the sake of this, I really loathe to adjust the setting in my streaming software. I guess I'll just do it more on the game. Because if I adjust it my streaming software, then tomorrow I'm gonna have to adjust it back up again for Resident Evil Village, right? So okay, let me back for a second and adjust the volume. Sound. Yeah, let's go down here. And there. And there. Apply. Alright. Whoa, that's way too big. Okay, so it's not that window. Which one is it? Oh, it might be that one. Let me see. Okay, so let's do this instead. Well, whether it is or isn't actually, yeah, whether it is or isn't, it probably doesn't matter so much, because I can always adjust it again. Okay, let's try again, see what this looks like. Yeah, there you go. That's the one. That's the one. Same window capture we used for Contradiction is the one we're using for Darkness Within. I don't know, because I do plan on playing it. I don't remember what it was called now, Monmouth. Maybe you can help me out. Maybe you remember. But the game that company did after Contradiction, that's where you're in the hotel with a psychopath chasing you. I plan to do that at some point. Have that psychopath chase me. So if we do that, I might need... I don't know if I've made an adjustment to the Contradiction window. I might have to adjust it again. But I feel like no. I feel like I probably don't. Because it feels like... it was showing my... I mean, you know... that notepad file I had open, the blank one. Just so that you don't have too much noise going on the stream. But I think it was showing pretty much my full screen. So we'll see. One last... I want to put the chat in front of the window so I can read. The chat shows up on the stream, but because the preview, or not the preview, but well, I guess anyway, the preview for the stream and the chat and everything shows up in my software. It's a smaller window size, so I can, but it's not as easy to read the chat. Right? I can go like this, and okay, this one was a bit more clever than usual. The text, at least, yeah. Weekend after, yeah. Music's a tad loud, so I can read it. I mean, I read it over here too, but I can read it on the actual stream. But because it's smaller, it's not as easy to read, where I have the full window to the side. As long as I have that not covered up by my streaming software, I'm good. Okay, anyway. Sorry. Yeah. So, yeah, because I could say this down here, 3 hours, 19 minutes, that obviously shows that we've not been doing this all that long, right? Yeah. Okay, so, 3. Yep, load. Yeah, so we're in the bedroom of the house. So we had super high level summary. This guy named Loath Nadler was put on death row because he allegedly has killed a bunch of people. And he was convicted and he's in prison. We're like investigating things further because something seemed off on the case. And when we start investigating things, we're not, and so this doesn't mean that we don't believe he killed the people, but there were weird things about the case. So we're investigating further. And so we've been back to like his apartment. Or not his apartment. Well, we've been back to not his apartment, his office. And we've looked around there and we found some hidden things like behind a painting and such. Some different things that kind of bespeak he's discovered some things that maybe he ought not to have discovered, and now there are these problems arising as a result, or have arisen. And in the course of things, we found that I think it's his brother. He or his brother, one of the two anyway, had this mansion or whatever, this old abandoned rundown mansion that they bought way like in this neighborhood that nobody wanted to touch with a 10-foot pole. Like nobody wanted it with a 3-meter rod, right? And it was really odd because everybody knew about it. And it was a lower price than people might pay normally for a house, but still no one wanted it. And so that obviously strikes you a little bit strange. Like, what's wrong with the house? And we come to find out that there are these strange sounds, like moans or something, in parts of the house. And there are these strange events that happened where he was, initially he was in the house and he was doing, whatever, like writing and stuff, right? Now I can write and it's great. I have this place I can go do it in peace and whatever. And he talked with some of the neighbors and so on and started learning some things and got more curious about some of the background of the house. And so he finally started investigating things. And eventually, apparently, hey, Silhouette, welcome. And eventually, apparently, he worked his way down into the cellar where he had heard some sounds and was going down there to investigate. And I guess there's like a ladder down into the cellar, but then it sounded like maybe there were tunnels that might have connected to the cellar or some such. And there are moans coming from down there, possibly some dead bodies. So it's kind of this really shady, questionable business has gone on here. And we're trying to figure out what is the truth. Because if any of this vindicates Loath Nadler, of course, we want to vindicate him because we don't want an innocent man to go to the electric chair or in lethal injection or hanging or whatever the execution method is. But at the same time, in order to investigate, we're now in the same house that apparently might have mentally affected Loath Nadler. And so this is a problem because we might succumb to the same thing. And since this is Lovecraftian in nature, you pretty much know either we're going to succumb to the same madness that Loath Nadler did, or we're going to encounter supernatural and creepy,
unexplainable things, or both. And so that's where we've left off. So we came into the house here and we've been investigating, did some looking downstairs, and we've come upstairs now, and we ended in the bedroom. So some of the notes that we have so far. Oh yeah, we found some rope on the second floor. We might want that rope because if I remember right, we tried looking at the ladder, the opening going into the cellar and the ladder going down, and I think the ladder was broken, something like that. So we couldn't go further down without risking a fall and hurting ourselves. And then if we're here alone, of course, there's nobody around that's going to help us, right? So then now we're screwed. Even if there's nothing creepy going on in the house, if we fall and we've broken our leg or something, we could bleed out. It could become infected. We could just basically hurt ourselves and die, and nobody would be the wiser. So that's not a great thing. We have our cell phone here, but if I remember right, at least in parts of the house, like down by the cellar especially, I think we did not get a signal. Although I don't remember for sure if we tried it there. But anyway, there's the possibility that there won't be a signal down there also. Right, so anyway, it's too risky. So something like a rope would be a better idea. So we have rope. Probably want something like something that would function as a grapple of some kind. So you could use it like mountain climbing, where you have some kind of gripping mechanism, right? Right, modern rock climbing, they use wedges and stuff, right? But in old school, like probably even first third of the 20th century and back, for like into the medieval ages and stuff, they would use actual grapples, like usually what would be like almost like a fishing hook kind of looking in appearance, or an anchor kind of, but so it would be a solid thick metal rod in the center, and they would have thinner but still decently thick metal arms coming out with barbs on the end, and so you could throw it onto like a rooftop or some such and hook, and then it wouldn't come loose, right? And you tie a rope to that or something, and then you could use that because it was hooked, it wouldn't come off. You could use that as basically your brace and then climb up to whatever, right? It's a history of grapples and ropes that probably nobody needed. Anyway, the point is, we probably want something that we can use, tie this to, either something up around the hole that isn't going to break off or anything when we tie the rope to it and climb down, or some kind of a hook that we can then latch onto something and tie the rope to. Either way, I don't think we could just use the rope straight, like I said, unless we can find something right by the hole, which I don't think we could. Some pages of Clarkfield's notes. We have 2 of 4, I guess. Right, this is Clarkfield, I believe, was the man who owned this house prior to Loath Nadler. So I can't remember for sure, it's been some time now, it's been several weeks, but I believe Loath Nadler bought the house after this Clarkfield had died, I think, or whatever, or gone insane, or whatever exactly it was. So, he talks about he was out of town with his job and he got tired, came back, and they'd finished the work on the house that he wanted done. Some of the workers had said that the sounds were coming from the cellar. Made him really angry, and immediately got a strong flashlight, or a torch if you're not in the United States, to find out what the superstitious vagrants were afraid of, right? So he thinks they're all full of it. He goes down, and I believe, first of all, it's pitch black, pitch darkness, and that's why he's got his torch or his flashlight. And yeah, I noticed the opening of a horizontal tunnel. So he got into a cellar, which is a single room, and then he notices an opening that goes into a tunnel system. It's like, what's the tunnel system about? He doesn't know how long he was in there, but he kept going, but then his legs were starting to hurt. And he started hearing, or it was full of blood-curdling strange statues. Let me not summarize. I'm doing a poor job summarizing. Let me just read it. Okay, again, even though we read it before. 5/17/2011. For the past 2 weeks, I was out of town because of my job, and when I returned feeling tired, I learned that the restoration had not been completed, due to sounds that some of the workers suggested came from the cellar. This incident made me really angry, and I immediately obtained a strong flashlight or torch in order to find out what those superstitious vagrants may have been afraid of. My purpose was, by using the old rusty ladder, to go down and just take a look down there. But it didn't matter how many steps down I took. The ground continued to be concealed in the claustrophobic pitch darkness of the well. Oh, I thought it was a cellar, so I guess it's a well he was going down. A short time later, I noticed the opening of a horizontal tunnel. Maybe they were going to build a cellar out of the well. I don't know. Anyway, I entered the tunnel to check it. I don't know how long I stayed in there wondering why and when this worm-like burrow was dug. But when I decided to proceed, I felt that my legs were aching. After moving forward a short distance, I reached a wide chamber which was full of blood-curdling strange statues. On its walls, you could see the signs of some erased and now, to a great extent, unreadable writings or wall paintings. The air was dominated by some kind of thick, decaying smell, which caused me to cough frequently. From the opening of the tunnel, on the right and left walls of the chamber, there were some kind of statues which looked almost alive, so much so that for just a second, I thought they would rise and start to walk, which I thought depicted saurian-headed creatures, or creatures with, like, lizard faces, with the bodies of men. There was another figure which seemed to depict a ruler, similar to the hybrid statues on the walls, who was sitting on his throne and watching one of these creatures being sacrificed. So, there's some ruler who was watching one of his people being sacrificed, I guess, one of these saurian creatures. The scene was depicted with such realism that no one could look at it without feeling a sense of terror. Because we have spammers. McSpammer spams a lot. You are blocked. Hate when people do that crap. Just leave me alone. I have nothing to do with your crap, idiot. Anyway. When I got close to the figure sitting on the throne, I noticed that some kind of smoke was leaking in from the gaps that were behind the concrete throne. In fact, this was not easily discerned because if not for the wind which was blowing the smoke inside, I wouldn't have noticed it at all. So he's like, saw near the figure on the throne like a crack that smoke was leaking out of. I heard some sounds coming from behind those gaps which allowed the wind and smoke to enter. The presence of these gaps made me believe that there may be other chambers below that one. If so, this could be an important archaeological discovery. I jumped with fright on hearing some noises that were certainly coming from beyond the tunnel in the depths of the pitch-black well. I immediately entered the tunnel, intent on locating the source of the noises. This is always smart, of course, by the way. I jumped with fright on hearing noises. I immediately entered, trying to locate the source of the noises. Are you brain dead, dude? What? If I bought property that included a well, and I went down in the well and found a horizontal tunnel, I'd already be questioning, like, what in the crap? But I'd be like, well, maybe they stopped using this as a well and they decided to add a room or something, like a basement or something. But then when you go down the tunnel and you see the stuff you're seeing, and then you hear noises from the other side of the wall, The first thought in my mind is not, hey, let's go see what's going on over there. The first thought in my mind is, I should call the cops or the feds or something and have them come check it out. They do, that's their job. You go look and see what kind of horrible stuff's in my basement, not me. I mean, I guess if you've got military training or something, maybe, but anyway. In spite of my strong flashlight, visibility was limited. Through weary eyes, it may have been a momentary illusion or the enormously magnified shadow of a rat being illuminated by my flashlight beam. But I saw, or think I saw, something moving down there. I jumped with fright. Again? I jumped with fright. I jumped with fright. This guy loves that phrase, I guess. Because of this, but only later would I realize the thing that shocked me and caused me to wake up from nightmares and listen, shivering to the sounds that came from beyond the darkness. That, like a thick blanket, covered the places where merciful moonlight cannot reach. While I attempted to see something with my flashlight, within the glutinous darkness, I heard a feeble voice that came from some faraway place calling out something like, The voice was very similar to that of Ivar's familiar low-pitched voice. Oh, sorry. Did that even register? I don't even know if that registered on the stream for sound. Anyway. There we go. Through the effect of that shock, I threw my flashlight into that dense and dreary darkness. Which, makes sense, because you're in an area already pretty dark. What you want to do is throw your only light source into the area that's even darker. This guy is not the sharpest tool in the shed, I have to say. Like, of all the pencils in the box, yeah, not so much. Oh, this isn't quite fully being captured by the window. Give me 1 second. I think what I need to do is move that up a little bit. Not move it up. Squeeze it in or something, maybe. Let's see. Shift. Where are we? This is the one I want. This. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. Wait, or is it? Hang on. I don't want that. I want this. What is happening right now? I have to fix this somehow. Oh no. Well, yes, but no. Okay. Is this what I use? Yeah, that's what I use. And then move this up. I think that is going to be what we want. That should be good enough. Let's try this again. Yeah. Still technically a little bit shy, but it's close. Now you can see all of the icons I'm clicking over here, just in case something important comes in this button position. There's about where my mouse is right now in the bottom left. That spot to the very bottom of the window is about how far it's cut off still, so it's probably fine. Guys like jumping flashlights. I know, right? Like this guy, seriously. So anyway, like a moron, he should say, I threw my flashlight into that dense and dreary darkness, and with both hands free, I dashed to the cold, damp, and rusty metal ladder, which, at the time, seemed to me as though it was eons old. While I was climbing up, and without daring to look down, I caused a piece of the ladder to be broken off. Yeah, see, that's an important thing there. That the ladder's broken. So like I said, that's why we need the rope, I think. Not totally sure, but I think that's what we're going to use the rope for. And the piece that broke off fell into the pitch darkness. Maybe because of the comforting feeling provided by this incident, I managed to reach the top and get out of that well. So the fact that the piece broke off gave him a sense of,
like security because the thing won't be able to climb the ladder after you. I mean, you know, unless it flies or burrows or slithers or uses some other method other than climbing rungs to get up to you. But whatever. This guy's not really the most logically minded individual, I would say. Anyway, the next morning when I woke up to my bedroom, bathed in sunlight, I thought that all these events were just delusions, merely caused by excessive weariness and insomnia. I reached another conclusion. Maybe Ivar was right about the restoration. This sort of place has very important features invisible to the naked eye. Hence, I decided to leave the house as it is now. I'm not going to make any further efforts to restore the house. Yes, okay, so he didn't die. He just said, I'm getting the out of here. And then he said, you can keep the house. Deed goes back to you. I don't freaking care. I don't want any part of that anymore. It's freaking me out. No. He didn't leave. He's leaving the house as it is. Okay. So he had workers working. They got freaked out. He went down to investigate. He got freaked out. And then he decided, okay, no more work. It's fine. We'll just leave it like it is. That's actually what happened. Okay, got it. Why is there this last page? What? I don't understand what's happening. Why? What in the heck? I don't understand why that would be a thing, but okay. So it said one of two, so I guess it's just 2 pages? But that's more than 2 pages. Oh, no, I can't go back any farther. It said 2 of 4 for this, didn't it? Yeah, part 2 of 4. Oh, maybe all of these are part 2, so there's a part 1 is a collection of pages somewhere else. Letter written from Clarkfield to his brother Jonathan. Yeah, so this here we found hidden in that picture at Loeth Nadler's office. So Loeth Nadler had a picture across from his desk that looked a little askew when we looked at the old crime photos versus how it was when we were there currently. So, because the painting looked off, we looked at it, we used a letter opener to open some of the back of the painting, we found this stashed in the painting. That's what led us to this house in the first place. I guess we know there are 4 parts. This is a hint for the players, so we know that we still have more to look for, I guess. Oh, no. Here we go. Oh, this is part 1. Okay, part 1, part 2. I see. Okay. Part 1 is like why he basically says he started writing this journal or these notes about a month precisely 1 month after buying the house. He started looking at it and was really pleased with it and stuff, but then started hearing all these rumors about it. It's pretty much what this is, right? This house is an old and real place beyond my imagination. Can't stop thinking of what it would say if walls could talk. You should not have said that, buddy. Walls are talking. Anyway, he described some of the early creepy stuff, and then we just had that latest set of notes. Talked about, stuff going on. Okay, so, anyway. We have this. I can't... nothing particularly interesting. I don't know how I remove. Double click. I don't know. Anyway. So the first pages have really nothing, really. But here, yeah, this is what was talking to us or telling us about different, like ceremonies and mysteries and stuff, right? And there are even people like Wolfgang Schneider who wrote about it. He was burned at the stake, but he wrote about, or he translated a book into our language as Eclipse of the Soul. Dversaha was said to be directly related to the metamorphosis of the soul. It's a belief system. Yep. Another source proving his assertions, etc. And this is just more of that. Okay, so this, if we need to consult information about religions or sacred or arcane rites or any of that kind of stuff, this probably is where we want to look for now. And that's this whole book is this. So I don't know. I guess we're not keeping it with us. In fairness, if you grabbed, realistically, even in point and click, if you grabbed every little thing you found and always kept everything with you, you'd get weighed down. You'd be like sitting there with like a backpack with your, you know, all your college books or university books or whatever, right? Okay. So I don't really see other stuff in here. Looking like I could interact with it. Try again, but I think we get this, and that's really the only thing in here. Yeah, I think we're done with that. Okay. Oh, yeah, and see, and then that's cut off a bit. How do I guess I do this? It's so weird that it gets cut off like that, but must have adjusted it for something else earlier and just not put it back really. There we go. Try again. Yeah, a little bit more. How is this not? It's so weird that it gets like that. A little more. Now? Of course it is. Now it's too far. Ugh. Okay, almost there though. Hopefully this will be one of the final times, if not the final time, to adjust it. It's close enough. There's only a little bit of black on the side. It's fine. It's close enough. Okay, so that's pretty much... Oh, but we were zoomed into the bed, too. So there's other stuff in the bedroom. I don't remember what all of this we investigated previously, so I'll probably just do it again because I really don't know. Closet. wardrobe is locked. And I don't have... This, I think, is just a front door key, but I can try it. I don't know. I don't know if this is how you're supposed to do it. I'm clicking and nothing's happening. Either it doesn't fit, which is what I'm actually assuming. But also, or I cannot do that. It's a possibility. Awfully dark, but I don't know how well that's showing up on the stream, I guess, right? I mean, you can see it. It's still dark, but unless, you know, you have your brightness too low or something. Either way, though, it doesn't really matter all that much because I can't see anything really in there anyway. Like, I don't see anything that's hanging around that otherwise could be missed. Doesn't really look like there's going to be anything with the curtains or window. Not that I could see anyway. By the way, tonight, playing this just in my decision making, this just barely beat out Stories Untold. So when we finish this, I'll do episode or chapter or whatever it is of Stories Untold 3 and then 4 as well. I think there are 4 in total. 4 or 5. I don't remember how many in the menu there were. I think there were 4. Anyway. Okay, lamp. Oh, all of this is the same thing. Okay. Nothing for that. Okay. There's this. Is there anything else? No. Okay, so what is this? A key. Oh. Is this a wardrobe key? I think there was another, like a room or something that was locked. So I wonder if that goes to the wardrobe or if that goes to the room or both, or I'm not sure. All right. Nothing else here, like nothing on the... Nothing on top of the chest of drawers. Okay. And then... Yeah. Okay, I think we're done with this room. I might have missed something. It's always a possibility with something like this, but I think we're done. Oh, except for I want, if I can, to try that key on here. It's a rusty key. No. I don't know. I feel like because of the way this works, like right now, since it's not highlighting the closet doors or anything, I feel like then it must be that the object you're carrying kind of pulses with a brighter effect or something so that you know that you're interacting. But I don't know for sure. I would guess it's going to be something along those lines, though. This was the bedroom. Was this one? Ah, this is like a study. Yeah, and we've been in here before. I do remember this.
trying to remember if there's anything locked in here that I should try the key on. I don't remember. I don't think so, but... Very old books, volumes of forgotten lore. I don't think there's anything, just this. So, oops, gosh dang it, I didn't mean to click in. Okay, so I guess we'll back out. Masks. These look very threatening.
I mean, I don't think I have anything to use on them, so it's not. Probably don't do anything except just say, oh, the masks look scary or whatever. Oh, why could we zoom in here unless there's something to find? Pot looks authentic. I do not have a shovel or gloves or some kind of like crowbar or something at all that I could use to smash the planter. So I'm not sure, because I also don't have like a shovel or spade or anything similar that could help me dig into the dirt either. So I'm curious why, if this is just randomly, hey, you could look at something, or if this actually has significance and I'm supposed to find something with it. I would guess, normally at least, it's just some extra scenery to make things more interesting in the game, but I don't know for sure, of course. Yeah, the rest of that game, yeah. Well, so I was going to say, Monolith, exactly. You basically said what I was thinking, right? Which is, you did not manage to get past the second because you were turned off by it, the noises and stuff. I get that, and that's fine. It's not a big deal. I completely accept that, and it didn't bother me, but I could see easily how it could bother other players. Okay, so there's that, and also, so not only am I still fine playing the game, like I'm still enjoying it, well, the different episodes or whatever, but also, because you've not played beyond the second, exactly, now I can demo for you, I mean, I'll just show you, right, because I'm going to play through, but I can show you episodes 3 and 4, and you can see what, like you said, what they came up with. You can not have to worry about trying to struggle through episode 2 in your own game to get to 3 if you still have a hard time with episode 2, but now you can see what 3 and 4 have that maybe is different. Yeah, episode 1 was very, very great. I thought they did an excellent job with that. Episode 2, I thought actually episode 2 was great also. It was a little bit weaker for a couple of reasons. I think the like flashing lights and sounds can be difficult for people. Not just people who might have something like epilepsy or something, but just in general, people who don't like a lot of that stuff, right? Like my mom, for example, bless her soul, she's passed now, but my mom never had any problems with epilepsy or anything like that her whole life. Like, it didn't like freak her out or make her go into fits or whatever, but it didn't mean that it was pleasant for her. So if there's ever like a movie or something she might watch that had flashing lights, you could see her kind of doing this with her eyes. She wasn't really enjoying it, but it wasn't causing serious physical or mental problems for her, right? And same thing with loud noises, especially loud noises, right? It's not so much the frequency, like the hertz level of the noise, as it is the decibel level, right? The decibel level, if it got, like with my voice, I have a low voice, right? Low voices typically are more well received by the human ear than high voices. Just meaning, not that I don't mean anything like they're better or anything, but just like
generally it's much more soothing and less painful for human ears to process lower level sounds, lower frequency noises, than it is higher frequency noises. Higher frequency noises tend to be harder for us, right? They can start giving us a headache or whatever. All of that is then to say that even with my relatively low voice, I mean, I'm basically, my high end is like second tenor. That's really high for me. Usually I'm a baritone when I sing, but I also can go down to bass 1. So the upper part of bass. I don't go to the really subharmonic stuff, but I like basso profundo. I'm not that low, but I can get to like the top level and then even some of the medium level or middle level bass stuff, just because of the way my voice sits, right? It's naturally very low. So because my voice is low, it shouldn't be as grating. But my mom had a hard time with it anyway if it was above a certain volume level. So that then is to say that episode 2 would have been hard for her, right? Because she would have heard the really loud noises and it would have bothered her. Plus the lights. Yeah, the screaming. Yep. Oh yeah, no, I didn't think the earlier parts of the episode were a problem for you. I thought it was specifically the noise and the lights and stuff. Yeah. Anyway, but see, that kind of stuff doesn't bother me. Like, I mean, I'm not going to say that it's not distracting, but if there's like a baby or a dog or something sitting right next to me, loudly making a lot of loud noise all the time, like a baby just wailing and crying, like back when my niece had a toothache when she was a little baby or something, or like my dad's dog that is really loud, like in your ear, even inside, doesn't really have an inside voice, so really loud and stuff, right? That stuff doesn't actually bother me. It doesn't give me a headache. It doesn't, really interfere if I'm watching a movie and the dog's barking or baby's crying. Like, I can keep watching the movie. I'm not saying I would ignore the baby that needs me or something. I'm just saying, you get the idea. Anyway, so I've gotten completely distracted. Sorry. I'll just, when I eventually break this up into clips and upload them from the stream, I'll just cut all that out. Anyway, I don't have anything that currently, at least, I think that I can use on this. All he says is it looks authentic. So I would imagine at some point I do something with this, probably. I don't know for sure, of course, but right now I don't think I have anything to do with that. So that is not going to happen. Did I already look at these earlier? Seems like there's probably something that has been here that I picked up or something, because nothing here interacts at all. Gosh, before I decided like 5 minutes before the stream what I was going to play tonight, I finally made the decision. I was like, I can't just not play something. So I didn't review the past video, unfortunately, the past couple of streams of this, so I don't remember a lot. I remember the gist of things, and I remember a lot of the clues, but there are some specific things that I do not remember, like this. Like, I guess there was something here. Could have been a page or something from the book also, or whatever, like one of the diary notes or some such. That's possible too. Okay, let's go over here. Okay, so I'm gonna count. Okay, I guess I've checked everything down on the lower level here, so let's just start up on the top of the desk. This note is about a manuscript, an indication of the strange interests Mr. Field had. So this is about the manuscript page, not about anything else. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I think that's it for that group of stuff.
Just in case this moves us away from the desk, let's actually go up here first. I think, yeah, we can do that. More books. Where he'll probably just say, like, they're old eccentric books or some such. Oh, maybe not. Was there something here also before? Or is there something I'm missing now that I should be interacting with? By the by, Monmouth, I am still going to be doing the last, like, the alternate potential ending quests, like trying to figure out how to complete those other quests in Saint Kotar, and I will stream when I figured those out, or when I'm prepared to try to figure them out anyway. But I'm not done playing back up to those, back toward the ending yet. I am at the point where we've already gone to the police station and come out, and Benedict has talked to everybody in the town square, and then gone to Lucia's house and spoken with Lucia. She was scrubbing the floor. We got the lamp with oil, and we also tried to go talk to Vera, the neighbor who, ended up hanging herself at the end. But that's somewhere around there is about where we left off. So, yeah, I don't see anything more to interact with up here, though. So I guess in the calendar, okay, this is a desk calendar in which some dates have been marked. Check out individual dates. No, it just says some dates, which is, okay. So I guess nothing significant then. Otherwise, I'd be getting more than just that same text when I clicked on, especially any of these dates that are marked. It's possible later we find out some information that specifies these dates, and then we go, oh, well, in that case, right? Interesting, these are like January and February 2011. So this investigation is supposed to have happened only like 10 years ago, 11 years ago. So that's interesting, because I was getting the impression that this was supposed to be farther back, like maybe 20th century or something. But this is 21st century. Okay. What are we doing here? Why did we zoom in on this? Not that I have a problem with zooming in on it, but I'm confused now what we're trying to find here. I thought it was going to be like this or the candle or something, but none of these are highlighting. A little confusing what I'm trying to do with it. Maybe I'm not trying to do anything. I was half expecting, while hovering over this area here, because it's like it's a mirror, I was kind of half expecting to suddenly see something behind me, have my character flip around or something, and there's nothing there, but that did not happen. Missed opportunity. Although, in fairness, easy jump scare. Maybe they're like, that's too easy. Let's not do that. Let's not be one of those guys that does what everybody else does. So. Not that I find anything wrong with doing that type of thing. I merely think that it's done a lot, and so some people might be like, let's do something that shows some degree of variation. See, I thought we were going to get something with that or that we would look at more closely. Right, I remember this. This is where we found a key inside or something, right? Or is this needs batteries? I can't remember what the thing with this is. I can't remember if that needs batteries or if it's... Because it looks here to me like something's supposed to plug in here or something. But maybe not. Maybe something was in here and we got it. I don't remember now. If we got something, I feel like it was a key. I don't remember. But anyway, clearly, at least right now, we're not doing anything with this. And... yeah, okay. So I think that was all that we were getting from there.
This large library contains books whose subject matter ranges from magic and the occult to geography and history. The majority of them are very old and difficult to obtain. Right, because Mr. Fields was a big fan of getting rare acquisitions, right? He was kind of one of these people, and I like them too. Don't get me wrong, but he was a collector of rarities, right? That's part of why he got this house. He was like, oh, that house looks like really interesting and has an interesting history. I have to have that house, right? Similar kind of a mentality. So I don't see anything else for the book. So there's the statue that we already looked at. There's the figure. And the book's there. I guess that's it for there. And, oh, we can zoom in with that. Did we already look at the papers here? I don't remember. Let's see. Yeah, this is giving you background on Mr. Fields. That's right. This is talking about his penchant for finding kind of creepy places and stuff, and trying to find the unusual thing, while at the same time not having near the opportunities that he wanted. So when he got later in life, he tried to focus on kind of acquiring things over the years. Yeah, today I bought myself a new tape recorder. As I said earlier, I would never abandon my passion. I can now pursue my interests in a serious and mature way without the recklessness of youth. Yeah. He had done recordings. They ended up taking him to a psychiatrist. Yeah. Or psychologist, I guess. Yep. Okay. And this is... Right. He was looking into graves and stuff. So anyway, this gives you an idea of some of the stuff that he was into. So he was looking at Moorland Cemetery in Branxton. He was looking at a cave near Northwest Forest. Then he was looking at a dig by his cellar. So here, this is more relevant. This other stuff is just previous things he looked at, I think. Some sounds are coming from the well in my cellar. I don't know what lies beneath it or the reason for its construction. From the top of the well, I used a flashlight to examine the well, but it was too deep for me to see the bottom. Sounds coming from below make me think that there are some animals down there, although not once he's gone down there, he doesn't do that anymore, right? I believe that it must connect to a tunnel that leads outside somewhere. In my bedroom, from time to time, I've been woken up by squeaking, trembling, and slight wind sounds, whose source I can't identify. This is in his bedroom. Several times, hardly suppressing my fear, I roamed the house, but couldn't find anything out of the ordinary. It's said that in houses this old, these noises are common. I guess I just have to get used to it. And then in the well itself, which again, we've already read some of, right? I decided to examine the well because the workers I hired for restoration left the job half done due to some sounds they claimed to hear from within the well. The rusty ladder that I hadn't dared brave before was my only avenue. I mean, there's rope that we found sitting in the house, unless he bought it after the fact, but whatever. It's also possible Loth Nadler brought that into the house. Anyway, I bought a strong flashlight to inspect the interior. I decided to record some sounds down there, but I can only record some sounds in the room that the tunnel leads to. When I listened to the recordings later on, I noticed some defects. There were some deep noises and rumblings on every recording. I think that the dirty and choking atmosphere of the well caused my recorder to malfunction. And then in Ivar's place, this is his neighbor's house, I think, or somebody in his neighborhood anyway. I had an opportunity to make some recordings in the worm-eaten place, which Ivar and some other friends of his are using as a meeting place. When I told Ivar that I wanted to make some recordings, he preempted me with a strange, disturbing smile on his face by saying that he was sure that I would succeed in making great recordings. That building, which seemed so strangely strong whilst showing the signs of rottenness all over, made me feel very uneasy. Christopher T. Dredden, one of the three men in that meeting apart from Ivar and me, told me that this place was built by an unknown witch. I couldn't be sure as to whether he was being serious due to the sardonic smile perpetually on his wizened, thin, long, and pale face whilst he spoke to me. Yeah. So there's that, right? So he has this history of investigating things, seeing even a psychologist about it, but continued to do so once he became an adult, started investigating on his own, and started finding stuff in this whole area of the town, the community, the forest around and stuff, where there's creepy stuff going on. This other stuff actually might tie into it now. I don't know, I mean, the childhood, yeah, but the cemetery and stuff too. This all might actually turn into... Let me see. There's a mention of his coming house. Let's just read it again anyway, just to be safe. Okay, so cassette number 1, or record number 1 and 2. Brankston is a small town which is established 18 miles northwest of the city center of Wellsmouth. The farms, which are situated whilst going to the north, are as old as the town itself. Oh, sorry. I believe this is supposed to be a snooty, mid-20th century Northeastern American accent. So let me see if I can affect that. I'm really rusty on regional accents in parts of America. Let me think. Okay. There are stories which have been told for a long time about a tomb in an old and now unused cemetery called Moorland Cemetery that is situated right in that old part of Brankston. It is said that some nights strange noises and indescribable disgusting smells come from within that tomb. Some people who use the rough pathway which passes 150 meters west of the Moorland Cemetery relate that they saw some tortuously twisted silhouettes and heard some howling, screaming, and squeaking sounds that they couldn't identify. I started my recordings here at about 2:48 a.m. It was so dark and overcast that it was almost impossible to see the surroundings. I used a small flashlight, but I had to be very cautious because of rumors about some grave robbers who'd plunder the old graves by spreading all the bones around in a disgusting, inhuman manner. The metallic half-open door of the notorious tomb had some figures and half-reliefs similar to Rodin's The Gates of Hell. It was rusted and had started to crumble away, the effect of the passing years. The spacious interior smelled really awful. The cover of the stone tomb was broken, and the interior was visible through an opening. The floor of the tomb had collapsed into a wide underground hole. I heard that during a strong earthquake 4 years ago, some parts of Brankston collapsed into underground holes or caves. I think the same earthquake was the reason for the collapse of that tomb. I recorded both the interior of the tomb and the buildings surrounding it. Then record number 3, in a cave near the Northwood Forest. The whereabouts of this cave, which is located 3 miles away from the notorious Northwood Forest, is not widely known. It is connected to some other caves that form a complex underground network. It is rumored that a lot of people have become lost inside and never returned. Some people claim that they have seen fires inside and heard some sinister sounds coming from the depths of the cave at night. Then we already read the dig in his cellar, and in his bedroom, and in the well, and finally at Ivar's place. Okay, so we got all that now. So that's a reminder of stuff that he's seen and stuff that's been going on. Interestingly, because we have... I don't think these are just strange things that he's investigated in the past that are giving us some backstory of some of his past experiences. I feel like some of this stuff might come into play. This cemetery near Brankston and you know, because he talks, for example, here, talks about how the caves form a complex underground network. And then in his cellar, he says that maybe there's a tunnel that leads outside. I feel like those might connect, right? There might be this mesh of, like, this network of underground tunnels and things that all connect to each other, and maybe one of those goes out into the forest. We might end up doing a Black Mirror type of thing where we end up coming out of some mine somewhere on the outskirts of town in a forest or something nearby. I mean, it remains to be seen, of course. I've never played this before, so I don't know where we're going with stuff, but I'm just saying we very well could end up with something along those lines. Okay, I can't go around that way because the chair's in the way. So let's see if we can continue down this right side. We may or may not be able to. No, it looks like we cannot. I already said that mask looks kind of menacing. Those do. Oh, we didn't do this one? Is this the same, though? I don't know. A carved wooden mask, one of many displayed here. Evidently, Mr. Field had an interest in these. Yeah, okay. This reminds me, we've talked about this before. I'm positive we've talked about this before. This reminds me in many ways of that aspect of Scratches, right? Where we went to the manor that, except for, of course, the son, but otherwise was abandoned. And we're finding all kinds of, you know, and then, of course, our character bought it at the beginning of the game, but we're finding all kinds of creepy stuff after the fact, right? So that's interesting. Okay. I don't think there's anything we missed in here. Did we already look up at this? Oh, we didn't. Yeah, I missed that. Okay, there's nothing with these books. Okay. There are a lot of different masks here. And I think that they are African. Yeah, we can start hearing drums at night as we're walking around and stuff. I don't think there's anything else in this particular zoom. Let's see if... Can we zoom more? Is that going to zoom the same thing? No, it's different. Very old books. Volumes of forgotten lore. I think we actually did look at this before. I just missed that mask. Yeah, I just missed that mask. So I think, let's see if there's anything else that looks like I've missed. We can't do anything with that planter right now. We've already done with that. Got something out. I'm positive now that I'm positive that my memory's not flawed. I'm pretty sure we got something from the hole in the bottom of that. Not we need to put something in there, but that we got something out of there. But I might be misremembering. Here's another note thing from him. We already looked at that. Looked at the books. More books. More books. The tray with some notes that we already read through. Yeah, I think we're done in here, at least for now, if not for the rest of the game. We might not even go back in there. Hard to say for sure, but... This is the bedroom. This is the study. So we're done with that little short hallway there. I mean, very short, but... Quite short, but short hallway nevertheless. Clock stopped at... Yeah, that I believe is significant. The clock stopped at 6:55 a.m. I'm pretty sure that's when some event happened. A haunting, supernatural, like, or, well, it could be supernatural, it could be like freaking aliens, who knows, something though. And then there's this unreadable paper. Okay, I couldn't remember reading something from here, but it's been a while, like I said. So, okay. So we cannot read that. We cannot zoom in on the lower part. We can go up here. What's this? Nothing. A big bagel. Absolutely zero. Okay, so either we found something here before, or it's just a nice decorative so you can look at stuff more closely. Okay, whatever. And pretty sure we've already looked over here, right? This is a piece of paper and furniture randomly scattered about or around. Yeah. Nothing else. Yeah, even way over here is. Okay, so nothing more there. I know we've already been to the other rooms too. I'm just trying to make sure we've not missed anything in any of the rooms as we go along. Because obviously anything could potentially be an important clue. It'd be nice not to miss those. Did we read this before? I feel like we might have, but I don't remember for sure. The case of Alfonso Rugger. Summarized below are the known psychological problems. Oh, let's do this with a Freudian voice. The case of Alfonso Rugger. Summarized below are the known psychological problems caused by the taking of hallucinogenic mixture called Dvasahe during a heightened emotional state. For example, excessive anger, worry, fear, etc. These psychological problems can sometimes be extremely harsh and even can lead to permanent madness. It is known that some esoteric ethnic groups use this secret mixture in their religious rites and festivals. A typical example of this can be found in the notes of the famous occultist and philosopher Alfonso Rugger, dated October 2, 1833. His notes cover the period of time from the 11th of October 1832 to the time of his death on the 12th of November 1833. For more information, please refer to the book Dvasahe, A Black Void, which relates his experiences with Dvasahe and was compiled after his death from his handwritten records. October 2nd, 1833. After extensive trials, I can say that Dvasahe has profound effects. Its ability to alter consciousness is unbelievable. Oh, sorry. This is a summary, but these are quotes, so different voice shift, sorry. October 2nd, 1833. After extensive trials, I can say that Dvasahe, has profound effects. Its ability to alter consciousness is unbelievable. Unfortunately, my detailed research has only uncovered a few fragments of information about this mixture. Even though its effects are short-lived, the experience is very powerful. It is difficult to describe, but I would say that it pushes the soul to its very limits. I must add that I feel a strange sensation from it, as though it creates an emptiness inside the body. But, of course, these are very vague descriptions of my experience. Perhaps someone else would describe it differently. I don't know. Is it just the one page, I guess? I guess it's the one page. I don't see anything to turn a page. And then right-click will just get us out of it, right? Hey, Fofox, welcome. So, we're playing Darkness Within in pursuit of Loa Nadler. So, we played this. I don't remember if you were on that part of the stream or not, but we played this on Halloween. And then, because, what was it? Something. There was some reason, I don't remember why, but we had initially, the weekend after Halloween, so we played this on that Sunday, and then the Friday after, I believe it was the Friday after, we played this one more time. So we had a total of like 3.5 hours on record before starting tonight. So now we're like at 4.5 hours on record or some such. Yeah, I don't see a way of... Okay, let's see. So, people tend to take this during a heightened emotional state, I guess? Can lead to permanent madness. That can sometimes lead to permanent madness. Pushes the soul to its very limits, according to Alfonso Ruger. And it creates a quote-unquote emptiness inside the body. I'm assuming at some point we're probably going to have to take the Dversache. But, okay. Nothing particularly interesting, really. Well, at some point you'll disagree with that assessment, but okay. Okay, so we're done with that note. So, I talked about this before at the beginning of the stream, but I'll give you a high-level summary of what's happened so far in the game, Fox. So we are, I believe, we play a private investigator. We're looking into a strange case of somebody named Loath Nadler. Or no, we're not a private investigator. We're a police detective, I believe. And we're looking into a kind of a cold case. This guy named Loath Nadler, I think it was he had killed some people. And so he was tried and is on like death row kind of equivalent, something like that. And we've been looking into more details for the case to try to shore things up, make sure that we can either for sure... Well, actually, we have a journal somewhere. Let's see. Oh, he escaped. That's it. Okay, hang on one second. I'll be right back. I use the bathroom, and then I'll continue with the summary. Give me a second. Yeah, so he, yeah. Okay, I'll just go through here a little bit, okay? So, here, this is at my house. This is the first thing that kicked everything off, okay?
Yes, Arthur?
At last? Where were you? I've been trying to contact you for hours.
What's the problem, Arthur?
Loath Nolder escaped from the hospital last night. I've been calling you for hours with the news.
Strange. I never heard the phone.
Check your answering machine. I left several messages.
Anyway, what happened with Loath?
No one knows. It's like he just vanished out of the place overnight.
Okay, I'm on my way in now.
Howard, are you feeling all right?
Just a little tired, Arthur. I must have overslept last night. Nothing to worry about.
Okay, I'll see you soon.
Loath Nolder, that's how you say his name. I forgot. Okay. And then, so in the course of things, okay, we then went in our house. We were thinking about stuff. Arthur told me that Loath Nolder, who's the main murder suspect of the Clark Field case, escaped from the hospital last night. The case is very important for me because I admire his intelligence. I feel this will be a real challenge. I can't say that his escape worries me. So we're not worried for our lives that Loath Nolder has disappeared, but we're looking into it more because he was the main murder suspect of somebody named Clark Field. Okay? So we've been doing additional investigation into Clark Field and all that other stuff simply because we want to try to figure out what Loth Nolder might be doing, like where he might have gone and so on. Because he's a very intelligent man. And then even though Arthur said he called me several times, couldn't find any messages on my answering machine. Okay. So from there, we said, okay, well, let's go to Loth Nolder's office, right? Because we can look at some of the stuff that he's been up to in the past. Maybe that'll give us an idea of where he might have gone now. So we looked at some things. There was a 5-year-old calendar. He had been in prison for like the last 5 years or something. So yeah, it remained here untouched since Loth Nolder went on his suspicious and sudden travel abroad 5 years ago, in which it is known he visited some African and Oceanian countries. Okay, and then Clark Field warned his brother not to go to the police regarding his situation, but why? So Clark Field suspected he might be in danger, but he told his brother, don't go to the police. We don't know why exactly. And then we ended up following clues with our investigation that took us to Clark Field's residence, okay, which is where we are now. Clark Field's residence is basically going through different notes and stuff that Clark Field had in his journal and stuff. Basically, Clark Field was one of these people who really loved investigating kind of the odd things, the supernatural, the unexplained, the mysterious, the very ancient and precious, potentially. So he found this house, this mansion where we're staying, and he thought this would be great. The mansion looks great. It's got this weird history. It'll be interesting. Let's get it. So we bought it. Okay? We've now, because from Loth Nolder's office, we've made our way here and we're investigating things. Here in the residence, we have been going through different rooms and stuff, trying to find any clues that might lead us to what Clark Field might have been involved with, what those things might have, or what connection those things might have had with Loth Nolder, that kind of stuff, okay? So while we've been here in the residence, we've discovered that Clark Field started hearing strange sounds, like in his bedroom and so on, down, kind of he has a well. There's a place basically on the ground floor that's a little small room with like an opening to a well, so he could draw water up or whatever, right? Anyway, or back when the house was built. Anyway, but he was hearing sounds come from the well. So in the course of his different journal entries and stuff, he had talked to a neighbor, and the neighbor had basically said, there's weird stuff going on with that house. It's always had this kind of odd history. It's very interesting. I think you're going to get some really interesting discoveries being in the house. I kind of envy you in a way. And Clark was like, okay, weirdo. By the way, tell me some of the history. So supposedly, like, there was a witch locally, and there were rituals performed. And so, there's all this potential of there's witchcraft, or there are roaming spirits, or there are undead, all these different kinds of things can be possible, right? So, and then so his neighbor basically said, so Clark said, I think I want to do some renovation work on the house, like especially down below, like the well and all that. But I think I want to do a lot of renovating of the house. And his neighbor was like, bruh, no, trust me, you don't want to do that. But Clark was insistent. So Clark went away. He hired some men to do it. And then he went away on business. When he came back, the men were like, we're not renovating your house anymore. We're getting the hell out of here. There are all kinds of creepy noises and stuff coming down from your well. It's freaking the men out. We're not doing it. And Clark was like, okay. He was really mad. But then he slept on it and thought about it and goes, well, I should probably investigate it myself. So he went down into the well. There's like this rusty ladder. And so we have a note here on this. That's while escaping. But anyway, there's this rusty ladder. And he went down into the well and saw what looked like a tunnel leading off from the base of the well. And so he followed the tunnel and it opened into this chamber where there were these murals and things, the base and statues of these saurian humanoids. So basically people with like lizard-like heads. And they had rituals going on. There was like a leader and he was watching like one of his people being sacrificed, things like that. Weird, creepy stuff. Anyway, while he was in that room, he started noticing smoke pouring in from cracks in the wall, or like an opening in the wall next to where the leader's statue was, indicating that there's some space behind that. And then he started hearing noises coming from that space. He's like, whoa. And so he fled. And like a smart person, he took his flashlight and threw it at the darkness before fleeing, because that's what, makes sense to do. And he panicked and got up to the ladder, and he climbed up the ladder. The ladder was rusty, and so right here we have this note, he broke the ladder while he was escaping. So that is missing now. So we need some way to get down there. I'm thinking this coil of rope we found is probably going to be useful, but anyway. So that's kind of the backstory of all of that. Clarkfield always had kind of this penchant of looking into the creepy stuff. Like I said, he gave some journal entries to describe some stuff when he was like a kid. He's done some, like now that he's an adult, he feels like he can do it in a more mature way. And he did some looking around at different places, not just this house, but places nearby. So there was like a forest and there was a cemetery. He's been looking at different things like that. And there's a place where he and his neighbor and some other people from the neighborhood met. There was like a meeting house. And his neighbor was like, there used to be a witch. Or sorry, not his neighbor, but another one of the people that was at the meeting said that a witch apparently had originally established their meeting house or some such. Anyway. And so, yeah. And Clarkfield, in some of his notes, has been recording, hearing weird sounds in his bedroom and coming from the well and stuff. So, all around good time. This is kind of like Scratches, but, different story and stuff. This is more like, although Scratches was influenced by it as well. But anyway, this is kind of more like Scratches meets H.P. Lovecraft, kind of. And we have some keys. Don't know what this goes to yet, though. Somewhere that we've had that's been locked. I just don't know what yet. This is, I believe, the front door key only. So I don't think this goes to anything else. Might open other stuff, but so far we've not been able to. If we found something that locked, I might not be using the mechanic correctly. But so far, when I found something locked, like I click it, and then I hover, and then I right click to close the book, and then I try to use it on something. So I then click on something to try to use it on a locked door or something. So far I've had no success with that. So don't know if we. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You can't. How can you not with a house like this? How can you not have draw similarities between this and Scratches, for example, right? Yeah, and poor Robin, abandoned by almost everybody. Left on his own for so long, freaks out when anybody comes around. Like, who wouldn't freak out if you've been alone for forever, and then somebody you don't recognize is like, hey, I own this place now. You're like, who are you? What are you doing here, right? Makes sense. You might be prone to attack them, one might say. Yeah, so we've been in here already. I think we looked at everything in here we could before, but let's do a once through again just to make sure. Plus, obviously, if I don't already, when I started tonight, if I didn't already have in my head what I would want to do to proceed in the game, I at least need to replay enough to remind me of stuff that I already knew, or this also gives me the chance to discover stuff I might not have otherwise already found, and so then I would maybe get the idea, oh, this is what I need to try to do now. We found, I believe that it's in this room. I believe there's, back here, I think there's a chest or something like that we found. And the coil of rope was in that, I believe. Moths. Moths, they're all just moths, okay. Seeing. But I did think we found something in here. Maybe maybe the rope was on the table or something. I thought we'd already found something in here, though. Maybe not. I don't remember now. And I can't go any farther into the room. So I don't know. Unless we get a flashlight ourselves. I don't know that we're going to be, or a lamp or something we end up using for light. I don't know if we're going to end up really being able to go in here any farther. Even then we might not, but I feel like we might be prevented from going closer because we can't see. I'm not seeing anything in this room that I've not already examined. So I think for now we are done with this room, I think. Did I already try this? I did not, but there's nothing there to try, yeah. Yeah, because if I do this, there, yeah. Other than the moths, there's nothing to examine, analyze. So yeah, so we're done with this room. Yeah, and then this other room was here. Have we been to the bathroom? I don't remember the bathroom. But playing games like Still Life and Scratches confuse me some. Like, I can get things confused, my memory of what I found in which bathroom where at what time, right? So I don't know if we ever found anything important or useful in here. If we did, I hopefully find it again to examine it, remind myself, but I don't know that we ever found anything really. Nothing up on the ceiling either. Nope. Not that I could tell anyway. Yeah. Again, it could be that because light is limited, we can't see as much, although there is this moonlight streaming in, so you'd think I'd at least get a decent handle on stuff that's in the room. So, but it's possible. But either way, we cannot go any further into the room, and we're not getting anything standing here. So I think, at least for now, this is another dead end. I believe that's everything upstairs. We were just in there, and then the bathroom here. There is nothing on this corner. I'm pretty sure it's already looked before, right? Before going in, yeah. And we zoomed in on this, but there's not really anything to see. It's just this stuff closer up, but there's nothing to grab or anything. So, all right, I think finally we're going downstairs again. This is the front door. So I could potentially leave. More moths here. A lot of moths in this place. I feel like maybe that's a symbol of some kind of malevolent something or other coming closer. What is... So it doesn't tell me any, which is fine because I don't really think it has much, but it doesn't even tell me any guide for what keys and stuff are available. So I feel like there maybe are really not keys available for the most part. Like a map, for instance. This will just go back outside. This went down and then down a hall to a study area. That is locked. Does this key get me in there? Yeah. This is what it does. When you can use, I don't know if it's even when you can, but if you're going to try to use an object on something, it does kind of this pulsing graphic. Doesn't fit. Yeah. So I couldn't use it there. This is locked as well. Oh, it's not locked. Oh, that's right. There's something blocking it. Can't remember if the door is on this side over here or no. No, I don't think so. I think we might go back in here and go down some. So look at this. Clearly, a screwdriver needs to be something I can pick up, right? Oop, not in this game, apparently. This game's like, yeah, I don't think so, buddy. Nice try, but I don't think so. Yeah, that's locked. Let's try this one. Does not fit there either. Okay. So we still need the key to go to something else. I don't remember if there even were any drawers in here too. I feel like the drawers, any that we found, that is, that are locked, are going to be more challenging than just we found this key, this random key somewhere, and now we can do this stuff. Also, by the way, I don't know that we have found any drawers that are locked. I don't remember any offhand, but again, blending of games and stuff. So that's jammed from the other side, or jammed or blocked from the other side. And we don't have a key to that door over there yet. We do not have a key to this door either. Oh, there's a clock upstairs that says it stopped at time 6:55, so 5 minutes of 7. And I don't know how significant that's going to be. I feel like it's going to have at least a little significance. I just don't know how much. And this is to potentially go down into the cellar. Because, you know, what's a game like this without a creepy cellar you have to travel into, right? And I've been looking, but I don't remember there seeing anything in here. I think things like the pickaxe were, yeah, like unavailable, right? It doesn't actually let you grab them. All right, let's move forward. There is wet soil on this shovel. Shovel with wet mud on it. Oh, I gained an item. Oh, I must have missed that when I was here before. I didn't spend a lot of time looking here. In fact, I might have said, well, the ladder's a dead end, so I might not have even spent much time here. I don't know for sure. Oh, I guess this is the shovel. Yeah, this is a shovel head. Okay. Here's the shovel, the spade part of the shovel. I had missed. That's what it was because it's dark. I wasn't sure. I thought that was leaning against something lighter colored, not that that was the head of the shovel. Okay, so we now have a note on that. So let's see. Shovel with wet mud on it. There's wet soil on the shovel. It looks like it was used very recently. As in, maybe Nolder was here and used it anyway? Yeah, I don't usually have a huge problem with games as a whole, but there are specific parts in games that I might get mixed up, yeah. Yeah, this game is also a combination of typical point and click, clicking around to get new clues and stuff, but then also going into this menu here, his mind, and trying to analyze things and figure things out. And this would be if there's an item that I want to look at more closely, like, say, this. That's not right. This, and then... I don't know. Anyway. I don't remember how you do it, but you use... Maybe it's when you click on something in the environment. Anyway, you use that to look at stuff more closely. Alright, it's been some time since I saved, so let's do that. I mean, we have boatloads of 50 save slots, so I think we're fine doing another save here. Okay, back. It smells weird here. It could be some kind of incense. Strong scent. Mr. Field's cellar smells strange. Yeah, I think the well comes out of the cellar. Like, I think there's a spot for the well in this cellar, I think. I'm always confused. Wow. Sounds like a personal matter. I'm not going to throw shade your way. Some people have different ways their minds work. Something might be more obvious to them than to other people. You're the one who figured out Robin in scratches before me, so I'm just saying. Stained piece of fabric. There's some kind of slimy substance on it. I wonder if that's oil and we can use that as a torch, perhaps? Although I don't know what we would mount that on right now because we don't have any kind of a stick or something or rod or something to use. So maybe. Interesting to note. Maybe we'll be able to do something with that later. Another door. Let's not do that yet. What's this? Messy. That's this whole table. It's just messy. Oh. Nothing special. Everything here is just messy. That's interesting, but not especially helpful. Yeah, okay, I guess we're done with that. That was weird. Weird thing to focus in on for no benefit. Yeah, and that's that whole table. So, done, I think, on this side. Make sure there's nothing on these shelves, but I'm pretty sure now. Yeah, I don't see anything. And this side, zoom in on the jars or whatever those are, mugs or jugs or some such. Number of pots. Yeah, that was what I should have gone with. They contain some substances that smell like rue
and Harmal. Oh. Interesting. Harmal is a plant that has entheogenic properties, used in some regions of the world as an air and mind purifier. I know. Huh. We all remember how excited I was to go in the furnace room in Scratches, so yeah. Oh yeah, head forward to that. It's a fire extinguisher. Could be useful as a defensive item, possibly. We could potentially spray it on something that gets up in our face if we can't escape or whatever. It's locked. Ooh. Electrical panel. But I can't do anything with it, so I'm guessing we're good as far as that goes. Okay, so if I take this... Aha! There we go. I used up the key. So now I can go through. How exciting is that? Alright, here we go. Yeah! Here's the well. Where the ladder would have been and so on. Yep. I wonder if that shovel is not really useful, but just to give us yet another sign that clearly they were trying to dig down into this area. More moths. A lot of moths in this area. That's for sure. Pipes, right? No steam coming out from them right now, though, or anything. An old lantern still seems to work. Okay. But I don't have anything like matches or anything, so I'm not sure what the point of the lantern is right now. Maybe I can connect this to the pipes. Are we going to be stupid about this? This well looks very mysterious. It's obvious there's something in it which will help my investigation. So of course we're going to do... Dude, what is with these people not being very bright? I would just say screw it, I don't need anything more. We're good. I think we're done here. Too dark. Cannot safely get in and out. Right, I want this. This will be useful. There we go. But I do still need like matches or something. Mr. Field wrote that he broke the ladder while escaping from the well. Yeah, so this is all no good anymore. No bueno. All right. Will you descend? No. Not yet. I feel like we have the lantern. Oh, maybe. Can I light the lantern? I feel like it's a mistake to descend without some kind of light source. He does say it's very dark anyway. I don't think we can just... Okay, I know I just saved it. Let me do this. I'm going to save it, though, here and try to go down and see if that's our death or if the game is going to automatically light the lantern when we go down. I don't think it will, though, because we don't have matches in our inventory, right? How's it going to know? Seems very strange. Like, not the thing you need to be doing, but... Yeah, don't throw away the flashlight, that's right. Alright, let's see if we die. Descend, yes. Descent into darkness, achievement unlocked. It does sound like noises. That most assuredly does sound like noises. Yeah, so see, this is the whole... I'm pretty sure we need fuel. I mean, he didn't... I realize we're still hanging on with our hands on the rope, but he did not automatically try to turn the lantern on. So, I feel like this is a bad move. Here we go. Here is where the ladder broke, I think. Yeah. Yeah, and see, now we go in the tunnel. We're not going to be able to see crap for crap. Let's not do this. Let's see if we can find matches or something and light our lantern. I'm pretty sure he's not going to light the lantern automatically. But where would we find matches, I wonder? I didn't find any matches or anything similar, flares or anything like that that could be used to light the lantern. Seems odd. It feels like I should be able to find that somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I did. That last time, so I went down again. That last time when I was in the well before coming back, well, I was at the base of the well climbing back. I'm just worried that I get into that tunnel. I'm not going to be able to see anything. I mean, I guess, whatever. We'll do it. You know, I die, right? Okay. And then I just reload, right? I saved before. Realistically, like if this were real life, I wouldn't do that, right? I'd be like, no, I'm going to find some friggin' matches or something. But we could go. That's fine. Yes. Okay. Down. Down. And then, see, we're down. Oh, we can go down. Oh, we can go down or forward. Oh, so we can go forward more or down more or forward. What's in here? It's a tunnel of some kind. I think the ceiling collapsed recently. This was not mentioned in Mr. Field's notes. Apparently we're using the lantern or something. Otherwise I don't know how we would see this here. Given that, yeah, I don't know. There's a gap here, but it's too narrow for me to fit through. Can't see anything ahead of me. It's too dark. I feel a cold draft. Okay. So I would want to squeeze through there. Well, not squeeze through there, but like maybe get the shovel or something. But that's the thing, is he just said, right? He just said he can't see anything. That it's too dark. So I think we have to light the lantern for sure. Then what happens if we go down farther? Can't climb down any further. The rope isn't long enough. Ah, okay. So we do need to find some kind of light. I'm pretty positive. Don't know where we're going to find the light. This lantern still works, but I don't have a way of igniting it so that it will shed
The light that I need. Yeah, okay. So matches, flare, some such. I'll want. This whole thing is just, he'll say it's messy. I don't think there's anything like that on here. That's just messy, right? Yeah. This thing here. Okay. So I guess... What else? Okay, let's go back to... First of all, let's go back here, see if I can do anything with the shovel. If he says something now. But so on the shovel. That's all he says, so I can't, like, grab it or something. And cannot do anything with the pickaxe there, yeah. Okay, so I think we're going to go back to that study. Whatever that was. See if we can find some matches or something in there that I missed. Seriously? Bruh, what is with these spammers? No. Blocked. Hate that. That's the second one tonight. Seriously, leave me alone. What the frick? Get away from my stream. Don't come back. Yeah, the ladder's broken. Yep. The ladder... Remember that was what Charles Field had said, or Clark Field had said when he was climbing down the ladder, or he climbed down the ladder originally, did his investigations down in the cellars or down in the tunnels below the cellars, heard the noises, started freaking out, and so he ran back to the ladder and climbed up, but he broke the ladder in the process of climbing up. So the ladder doesn't go any farther down than whatever because the bottom half of it or whatever broke off. Kineb, we've never been able to get zoomed in there to get anything from that, so even at this angle, still no. So if there are matches, where would they be? Probably like in a cupboard, or possibly by the fireplace over here. Can't access that at all. But I don't remember seeing anything on the mantle here other than this photo. There's a note written on the back of the photo that reads, Jonathan and Clark Field. Mr. Field said that he and his brother did not get along. This is the only family picture here. Yeah, he and his brother didn't get along, and at some point, Clark specifically told his brother, don't come to the house, whatever you do. So, sorry. Bathroom again. Be back in a minute. Give me like 3 minutes, maybe. that back. Okay. We have to do some searching, I'm pretty sure, to find matches somewhere. I would guess the matches we want are going to be in here somewhere, but there's no guarantee. It's always a possibility we'll have to go back to Loth Nolder's office or something to find the matches. Or our own office. See, this kind of art, it's similar in style, or sorry, similar in like theme and feeling that a lot of the stuff in Scratches was also. I'm sure it's going to come up again and again. A lot of the elements are going to have a lot of similarities to stuff in Scratches. Can't even go that way more. Like, we can't go up to the window, so obviously there's nothing over there to get. I do not see. Need a key to get in there, which we don't have. Frustrating isn't the right word, but there's this, every time I pass this pile, there's this feeling of it's too bad that I can't do anything with this. There's a big pile of tools, and none of them are anything we want to use, apparently. Okay. We're not opening that up. I don't know. That's locked, can't get in. That's blocked off. The door on the other side is locked. And then that goes to the stairs down to the cellar, and then to the well and the mines below. And up there, I already was really thoroughly going through everything up there, but up there is a study and a bathroom and I don't even know. One of them was a study for sure. Maybe there are a couple. There's like an office and then like a study, I think, as well. I think is what it was. And then there was some other room, like maybe there's the upstairs bedroom was up there as well. Anyway, and for none of these, right? None of these have anything like matches or anything similar. We looked at the drawers in that one room, and only one drawer had something. We already got that, and it was not matches. Yeah, so I feel like maybe I need to get... Yes. That's his residence. My house, the office, or Nolder's office, and then my office. Let's go to my house. I wonder if maybe I have something there. My apartment where I've resided for a long time. Not sitting here merely because it's low price, but the silence that I prefer. Only poor people and artists live in places like this. And as long as the artists aren't music artists, right? Because if you're looking for silence and they do music, kind of in conflict with each other, but I get what you're saying. And this, I think, is ours, right? Wait, is this one? Oh. I forgot. They start you out already down. That's to leave. They already start you where you need to be. I forgot they always do that. Like, they start you right there. Every time so far, I've messed that up. Yeah, like some buttons and stuff, but no matches. We already gotten something out from there earlier anyway. And nothing, okay. Well, I might not need matches, but even if I don't need matches, I need something. Right? So basically, here's what we're running into, Fofox. There's the little well. We descended down a couple of times down the well. We reached the end of the rope, so we cannot go any further down. That ladder, Clark had broken off, also will not take us any further down. So we're going to have to go in that tunnel. Follow me so far? If we go in that tunnel, we can see up to the point of the collapse, but there's where it looks like the roof of the tunnel collapsed. There's a gap on the side, so we could potentially squeeze through, except he says it's not wide enough for him. So we would need something like a pickaxe or a shovel at least to bust through. So there's that. We have that we still need. And I could not use the shovel on the stairs going down to the cellar, that shovel leaning against the wall. I couldn't use it. I could only examine it. So that's not a thing. And at least currently. And the pickaxe there, I could not even interact with. So I can use neither the pickaxe nor the shovel, at least currently, to try to open up that gap on the side to get through the tunnel. Okay? So, even if we don't need I still think we probably do, but even if we don't need matches, we can't go any farther because there's the collapse and we cannot dig through. So I need to find, I mentioned matches because that's what I'm thinking I probably need as well, but I'm actually on the look for a couple of things. I'm looking for matches to light my lantern so I can take it through. I might not need the lantern right away. I will need the lantern at some point, presumably, because we picked it up, put it into our inventory, saying it still works. I don't know why we would randomly put it in our inventory if we're not going to use it at some point, right? So, we probably will. We might not need it right away. You're right. We might not need it yet. But that's one thing I'm on the lookout for. But the main reason I'm looking around for other things as well is I need some way of getting through that gap. Widening it out with a shovel or a pickaxe, I would have thought, but apparently that's not what we're using. So we have to find something else that will get us through. So that's kind of why we're back here. And there's always the possibility that something we had previously seen here we could not do anything with, but now something's become interactive, or something that we examined before now is more meaningful and we'll interact with it and do something with it more important for the story at this point. It's hard to say, but that's always the nature of point and clicks are that way, right? Like Broken Sword games have you bounce sometimes from city to city, getting a clue in one city, then going to another city and getting another clue to try to piece things together. So that's not an uncommon thing in point and clicks. So it's very possible, I don't know for sure, but it's very possible that's something going on in this game too. Yes, this looks cool. I mean, this is our place, so we don't have a whole ton of stuff, but one of my favorite books of poetry, the Rubaiyat. Rubaiyat, my lord, Rubaiyat. Poetry, my lord, to poetry. Okay, anyway. We came in through that door. So, yeah. Our clock is 5:11. Yeah, just as a note, it's not the time shown here, but the time at which the clock in Clark Field's house where we just were stopped was 6:55. So, just noting that. I don't know if 6:55 is the time all the ghoulies come out to play. Really don't know exactly what that significance is, but it is the time at which that stopped anyway. This is kind of what we're going to be doing, right? Descending into darkness. One of the paintings by the young and infamous painter Henry Wilcox, who was my friend. Last year, he died in a tragic car accident. I used to say he had a bright future ahead of him. I'm sure he did. Just because he had a car accident didn't mean his future had not previously been bright. Do I have more messages?
No new messages.
No, I do not. Okay. I was wondering if maybe there was a news broadcast or something, but I guess not. Oh, I can do this maybe? No. Just the presets. That's fine. I don't really want to do a lot with the radio anyway. I was just seeing in case there's some news that might end up proving relevant, but I guess not. I and my nightmares. And this is a big story, of course. Trying to see if any of these really relate. The witch does maybe, right? This, here, Time of the Triumphant Witch. Because supposedly there was a witch, that meeting place, right? Where Clark had met his neighbor and the other people, other friends of his or whatever. So this could potentially, but this is more about a witch getting burned at the stake. And then people dying, like as her vengeance. So, which is fine. That could still could tie into the story. I don't know if that's a clue for something we could use right now. So, and stuff, yeah. I don't read that. So, whoops. Okay. Nothing else in here, just that book, yeah. Okay, so no matches in our drawer there. No bar or something I could potentially use as a shovel or something. Don't have time to sleep. Yeah, okay. Okay. Oh, there's the bathroom at the end. Although I don't expect to find anything in it that's useful right now, but maybe. Oh, it's a closet, not a bathroom. I'm sorry. My mistake. There's the closet, and I think that's everything in here. Can't get high enough to look on top, so that's obviously not going to be useful. Yeah, okay. So I don't think there's anything in our apartment for this. Nothing here. Yeah, cannot do anything with that. That's outside. So what's the other door? Never remember. Is this the bathroom? Ah, there's the bathroom. Yeah. Don't need to use the toilet right now. Cannot examine the drawers more closely or under the sink. This, which has bathroom stuff, but no matches, like some medications and whatever. It's a medicine cabinet, right? A medicine cupboard, so. But so this is a proper bathroom, like not just a WC, but also with the bathtub. But nothing here for us to use. All right. Try my office. I don't remember if our character, the protagonist, smokes. If he does, maybe he has some matches that way, but I would think, though, that I would have already found them if I was going to use them. But I might have overlooked something. Yeah, so this is the man whose house we were in, who was murdered by Nolder. At least that's what the trial said. Yeah, he actually was killed in the forest, which is relatively close to his house. Forland, St. Portside. He's in the Portland Cemetery. He died from suffocation. It's not a great way to go, I wouldn't think. Although it's more pleasant than some things, I would imagine. So he's 35. Died October 23rd. The deceased was found on the borders of the Northwood Forest, about 85 miles north of Wellsmouth Town Center. An ID was found on him for identification. His brother, Jonathan Field, was summoned. He identified the deceased and added that he had been missing for some time. He explained that he hadn't reported this to the police since he had received a packet with a letter which told him not to do so. He said that he had hired a private detective, Nolder, to find his brother, and had given the aforementioned packet to him. So, interesting. So, Nolder was a detective hired to find Clark Field. Nolder has also been since charged with the murder of Clark Field, and Nolder has escaped custody. Interesting. And not in the good, happy way. Yeah. Okay. Files. Yeah, see, nothing of note really on those. And there is, the tray. I don't think there's anything else, though. Like I said, it's probably back in Clark Field's house. The matches or whatever, or shovel or whatever we need, but I just have not yet found anything. Already looked at that. Nothing really at the entrance here other than the calendar. That crooked painting we handled earlier, we found the information about Clark Field's place in the first place. Note the time here. The time here is 6:55. The time of the stopped clock in Clark Field's place, 6:55. The time here in Nolder's office, 6:55. What in the what? Yeah, no, I did find a shovel, but the game won't let me use it. It's leaning against the wall, and it says it has wet soil on it, but I can't actually pick it up. It just does an hourglass to examine. You get a little hand icon if you can actually grab it, and it won't let me. So yes, you're correct. I did find a shovel. I just can't use it.
So I don't. I mean, I need something obviously to get past that gap, but I have not yet found. One reason I was thinking I might need to light the lantern before going through the gap anyway is because he says he can't see. I'm wondering if I get light down there, if I could see enough to do something that might clear up or open up that gap some. But I don't know that that's a for sure thing. I might not need that. I just am wondering if that's a possibility. Yeah, see, there are these. A list of some symbols. No idea what they're used for. Yeah, this is something, but I don't know what the use of it is. None of this stuff looks familiar to me in what we've discovered already. I might be forgetting something, but I don't think I've seen these. So, and then there's this. Yeah, Wellsmith Myths and Legends of an Ancient Town. There's stuff going on, right? This is the one. Wait, is it? Yeah, I think it's Yathar's Curse, right? Yeah. This is the one that kind of deals with Northwood and Westmouth or whatever it's called. Basically the place where Clark Fields lives. This refers to that. Wellsmouth, yeah, Wellsmouth, there we go. Because basically there was like an old tribe that lived there, and they did kind of, heathen, isolated society types of stuff. They lived on some of the plateaus of the mountain. They had some traditions of behavior was disgusting to the people who moved in to Wellsmouth. After a time, when some strange disappearances started to occur, everyone started to be uncomfortable, and the Yathar the tribe was forcibly driven out from the plateaus on which they were living. After this, it's said that the Yathar's curse started, as widely believed this is the price for that banishment. Very strange things about their traditions. Anyway, so this is related to that area, but of course this obviously is not going to provide us the matches or shovel or pickaxe or anything like that I would potentially use to get further in. So yeah. Line is dead. It's down again. I'm pretty sure that's down again, right? Yeah, it's down again. Don't want that. And yeah, newspaper article. Yeah. Brengston is, I believe, where Clark Fields is from. And he moved about 18 miles away to Wellsmouth, where he found that house. And then all the other stuff happened. So this is related again, but not, it's more backstory than it is like a clue or anything on how to proceed. I don't see anything here I could use in the mansion. So I'm feeling like probably is more of a dead end than anything at this stage. But I figured it did not hurt to come back here, but yeah, I'm pretty sure there's nothing. Why can I not? There we go. Like, why is it not letting me just leave? Okay.
So we checked back home, nothing there that I could see. We checked at my office, nothing I could see there. Loth Nolder's office, nothing I could see there. So we're gonna have to go back to the field, Clark Field's house, and find something that we missed. I do imagine there's got to be something we've missed. I just don't know what or where. What could be? I've already looked in like at least one, if not a couple of like containers, boxes or drawers or anything like that, and not found anything that way. I wonder if I missed something in his room. I mean, this is the study, not his room, but it's this works too. See, there are like candles over here. I would think maybe I could find matches nearby or something, but no. I can't look any lower. Candle's right here. Can't really see. Candle's basically right to the right of that, so. Man. It's an interesting question. Okay, if a 10 graphics is basically like looks like a real person kind of thing, since we've not really looked at people, we've just been looking at objects in the world and stuff, I'd probably give this a 7, I think. It's good. You can tell it's not real. Some of the stuff like with the lantern, just like how some of it's slightly pixelated on edges where it curves, just because of the nature of the engine that they're using for the game. But it's good. It's definitely good. I mean, it's very immersive. It doesn't make me think like, oh, it looks so fakey. I'm not like, it's not like I'm in the story or something, right? So graphically, I'd say probably it's like a 7. Story-wise, I don't know if I seen enough of it to give it a fair assessment. We haven't really gone that far into the game, honestly. We've only discovered a little bit of the stuff to discover, potentially. So I feel like it's premature to give an assessment of the game story-wise. So far, I'm enjoying it. I'd say so far, I think I'd give it an 8 so far, story-wise, just because it's really building the intrigue to me, in my mind. I'm enjoying like ambiance and stuff too, by the way. It's a separate thing to rate, I know. But yeah, I mean, I think the suspense they've done a good job building suspense and mystery. You hear some noises here and there, like what the frick is that, right? And you have kind of the creepy like wind noise and stuff going on. But they've done a good job of building like the mystery, like you're trying to figure out why was Clarkfield killed. Loth Nolder was the private eye hired to find him, hired by his brother to find Clark, ended up killing him, or at least supposedly. Workers freaked out about stuff they heard in the place. Loth Nolder started freaking out, so much so that he broke a ladder on his way out. I mean, this stuff does bespeak there's something really freaky and scary going on, right? And that is definitely, I think so far, it's been a great build-up for the story. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything where I would have matches in here. This, if we'd not already looted it before, possibly, if we hadn't looked already in the bottom pocket or compartment, and if there were drawers we could access here, maybe. But I can't get any lower on these candles. When I zoom in, they end up in the bottom right corner of my screen. The top of this one is, and I can't look down, so I can't even look on the tabletop there. So obviously there's not there. It's not there. That's just where we were. So this one. This is the one. We already got from here earlier. It's not going to let me go any farther that way to potentially look in. What would that be, a wardrobe? No. I don't know what would be over there. But yeah, I cannot look in there, so. And that's locked and we don't have a way in there. These are just keys to my car, and that's the front door. Never tried the front door key. My car, there's no way my car fits. That doesn't make any sense, right? So. And then there's just these notes. There's nothing, like there are no matches on here. There's, unless I might have missed it, but unless I've missed it, there's not a pocket to find an object in, like keys or something. Or matches. Or a shovel. Shovel in somebody's pocket. That's a tiny shovel. Probably not going to do you all that much good. Even a spade, like a garden spade, won't fit in your pocket. So even folded up. So I don't know what that's about. What that would be about. Maybe used by little pixies or something? Yeah. Music's great. Yep. Massive surplus of pianos. Oh. Interesting. My mom did not have a grand piano, but she had a I'm not going to remember the name of the brand. She had a really nice piano, though. She was a concert pianist. I don't know if I ever shared that, but I think I did. She was a concert pianist, though. She was great. Do something like this. We go matchy matchy. Matchy matchy, light my patchy. I don't understand why we zoom in here. It doesn't seem like there's anything to do. Like, I can't even pick this up and, like, look for matches behind it or something. Just nothing. Literally nothing for this tabletop. I don't understand. Okay. Yeah, see, again, 655. 655 here, 655 at Loth Nolder's office. It's very odd. Very, 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 very odd. Why can I not just get over? Over. Oh, it looks like that's. Well, it's probably not fire though in there. I don't know. This just has, I don't think there's just this. I don't think there's anything else on this to open up. We had the combination. That's how we were able to unlatch that, but I don't think there's anything else in it. No worries. I know what you meant. Yeah. You invented it. It's fine. Back here again, but I mean, I don't know. Interesting, like, goblin skull or goblin mask or whatever that is. Goblin skull. It's an actual skull, bruh. Found a goblin in the forest. But see, there's almost nothing in here to do or grab. So I don't have any confidence that there's going to be a set of matches in here, let alone that even if we see one, the game's not going to go, haha, you can just see that it's here, but you can't actually do anything with it. I don't remember if you can combine items in here. I feel like you probably can, but I don't know what I would combine out of this stuff. Like I said, if I had matches appear separate or something, maybe I could drag those over or some such, but I don't see that. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I believe that's what this is supposed to be, is the Northeast United States. Yeah. That's why I affected kind of like a semi-posh American accent. So they have some of the things like they kind of, some of their R's on the very ends of words, they might kind of drop off somewhat, kind of like you'd get in Great Britain. And they occasionally will pronounce stuff in a, I mean, I'm talking about posh society, not just everybody in the Northeast, of course. They'll occasionally pronounce stuff in an affected pronunciation. So, for example, instead of saying foyer, they might say foyer, or instead of, you know, I don't know. That'd be a good example, though. Anyway. Yeah, I don't see any way we have anything in here that we're going to use right now, at least. Pretty sure that's not actually going to do anything. Has a maker's mark? Oh, I'm positive. Yeah. The artist creating the furniture, the woodworker or whatever exactly you would call him or her, would have put like their initials or a symbol representing them so that people knew, oh, this was by Hunter or Jones or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, and we can't go anywhere farther in here. So I don't know. Don't know where we're going to be finding any of that stuff. You would think that I would have hovered over something like a shovel or whatever leaning against a wall that I could actually use, not just examine. But I'm not seeing that right now. Can't do anything with this. This one is not stopped on 655. So it's interesting that the one upstairs matches, but like this one doesn't. Also, you could hear kind of a ticking when we were up there, seemingly to indicate that the grandfather clock was still running. So then why that would work, but the other clocks would not, is also a question. Not just the difference in times when a couple of them stopped, but why does that grandfather clock continue on? Yeah, see, Fox, so this has the examine icon. And it tells me wet soil on the shovel, but I can't actually do anything with said shovel. And I can't even get my mouse pointer to where the pickaxe is. Well, the pickaxe or those boards, either one. And then if I go this side, still can't. So I don't know why you're shown those, but you can't do anything with them. I mean, obviously it's to make it more challenging, but I don't know. I'm just saying, like, why I've not found something else I could use, given that those are inaccessible. We have this, and I don't know what to do with this. This might not be anything, but the fabric has got some slimy substance on it, making me think like it could be oil or something. But again, we can't actually grab it or use something on it. It even having that doesn't matter. I don't have anything like I could smash the jars with, right? Cell phone. Throw the cell phone at it. That's a good use of the phone. I'm sure your warranty covers that. That just says that it's a panel, doesn't let me do anything with it. So there's a lot of information floating around. So far, nothing that's proven, or sorry, so far, not a lot that's proven especially helpful for progressing. Like half the time, the information is backstory, which is fine, and half the time it's like, oh yeah, you saw something and it looks weird or whatever. It's like, okay, thanks, I guess, bruh. Pseudo aristocrats.
Rupert Murdoch fancies himself as a post-American when it suits.
Yeah, I mean, he's not the only one. Let's be honest. I'm pretty sure Bezos and Zuckerberg and all those guys, Trump, I'm sure all of them thought they were like super posh elite, right? I'm sure a lot of politicians think that way too. I'm sure President Biden thinks that to some degree or another. Right? There's a certain tendency, maybe is the word to use, toward narcissism that a lot of high society people end up having or succumbing to. Not saying they have to be narcissistic. Not saying that all of them are narcissistic. I'm just saying there's this tendency for a lot of them to do that, right? It kind of feels like Clark Fields was some degree of that too, right? He's like, noises, whatever. I'll just go look at it myself, right? See if, I mean, I don't know why there would be. See if there are matches or something on one of the walls as I go. I don't know why there would be, but maybe. To further descend. Yeah, that's where the ladder was. Yep. Okay. I don't think I can go any farther down. I mean, sorry. It's not what I meant. Before I go farther down, I don't think I can see anything else here that I can examine, is what I was trying to say. And of course, I used the Zexor way of saying it, which means it makes no sense to anybody, including me, by the way. Okay, so we go back in the hole, seeing what there is to examine on the walls as I go along. I don't, for now at least, I don't see anything. And nothing up above either. So I go further in. I find this, right, where it's collapsed. I might not have examined this closely enough, but I did look to see if there's anything else other than just the rubble and the description of it. Ceiling collapse recently is not mentioned in Mr. Fields' notes. Yeah, this was open previously, but has since collapsed for whatever reason. I could see this being a Loth Nolder thing, potentially. I don't know a lot about Loth Nolder's personality. Obviously, you know, we read that he was a private detective. And we read that Clark Field went missing and that Loth Nolder is a prime suspect for Clark's murder. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Like, we don't really know his personality. Like, was he a psychotic? I don't think so. Anyway. Yeah, see. Sold a good part of Fox. Yep. There's a Fox television show or television station. So Fox had a lot of stuff. I'm not going to get into all the details. 20th Century Fox and Fox Searchlight Pictures, both of those companies were sold to Disney. And FX, which was a television station owned by Fox, that was also sold to Disney. But the television station actually called Fox. And their news channel, Fox News, both still are owned by the Murdochs, I believe. And there are radio shows that they have as well different Fox radio shows that I also believe are still owned by Fox. So they kind of split the company, really, is what they did. Gave 2/3 of it or half of it, whatever, to Disney. So when I do this is what it says, Fox. There's a gap here, but it's too narrow for me to fit through. I can't see anything ahead of me. It's too dark. I feel a cold draft. And that's all he says. So there's a gap I can't fit through. It's too dark. I can't see anything. And I feel a cold draft. I literally see nothing in my inventory except for this, but it needs to be lit first. I otherwise literally see nothing in my inventory that I can use to help out here. So I have to find something. Really? Or right? I mean, that's basically what it amounts to, is I have to find something somewhere. However that comes to be. I don't know where I'm going to find the stuff I need. Let's just go up. Yeah, let's just climb up more. Initially, I thought, well, maybe when you first get in the hole, maybe there's something on the side. I mean, there's that lamp that we have in our inventory now, or that lantern, but it does not come with matches, so I don't know. Like at this point, I'm thinking maybe there's a pile of, rubbish or something on the floor that somehow has like some matches tucked in between it or something. Possibly, I don't know that it will be, but possibly even just one match. So you light the lantern with the match, and then the lantern is lit for the rest of the game until, like, maybe possibly some event happens and the lantern goes out or something. But I've not found anything to even light the lantern in the first place. Well, and he just says messy when you look at this. So this is literally useless. Because you look at such an angle, when you go in here, you cannot access drawers. And all of this is messy. So, literally, it's unhelpful. Kind of a red herring in terms of general point and click mechanics. Like, it looks clickable, so great, you do it, and there's no result. So, that's great stuff. There's gotta be a loose brick or something, right? There has to be something that will give us... I'd prefer... Yeah, it won't let me crawl through. I click once, he says it's too narrow. I click again and it tells me he can't see, it's too dark. I click again, it says there's a cold draft. I click again, all of the stuff he said goes away. If I click after that, he starts the set of stuff he says over again. So it won't let me go through. I cannot crawl through. There's no icon to let me go through. The closest you have is this icon right here, which is examine. And then he says his stuff again. So, yeah, see, he says, there's wet soil on this shovel, making me think, oh, great, so let's grab the shovel and take it with us. But he just says, no, I'm just telling you, there's wet soil on the shovel. I'm like, okay, that's great, but can I take the shovel? No, but you need to know that there's wet soil. It's like, okay, we're getting nowhere with this. So, well, this is definitely a more challenging one for me. I'm not really seeing what it is I need to do next. I see things that I could have done next had the game designers designed it differently, but given their current design for the game, I really am not sure what's next. Look, if you look at this at the right angle, you see the face of Mother Mary. Just kidding. I do not know anything, which means I probably should stop talking, so I stop sounding like a moron. Anyway, not finding anything in there. What else have I not examined? The thing is, you can't generally go up all that far. So I can't, for example, if I move forward one, I won't be able to examine the chandelier, really. Oh, no, I can. Oh, okay, well, not that it mattered. It's literally nothing to see up there, I guess, but... Cannot access these drawers. Man, what am I missing? I'm positive there's something in this room and in this room, but I don't know how to get to into either of those either. I'm missing a key for the far door for that room or the door over there. I'm not finding any additional keys. I found the one key for the cellar, which was good, but I mean, I used the key up, so I don't even have it in my inventory anymore. Not missing something I could have examined over here previously, right? See, this pulls... No, that's the light. I thought this was the wallpaper coming down or something, but that's just the light. Click that, no. That, no. That's just going to be to leave. So nothing on either door jamb. Not seeing anything show up to interact, so I potentially missed something or whatever. That's not happening here. Further down is this door, which I cannot access. Oh, something. What is that? That's the door. So that does not help. That's just the door. Again? It's just the door again, I bet, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, see, so these things on the side, I'm not going to find anything by the door jamb or anything there because those all just go, no, you want to try the door? Oh, the door's locked. So that's not going to be a thing. Let's see anything on this side that would indicate. I cannot even interact with this set of drawers, which is this wardrobe, which is very strange. You'd think something this large, you'd at least have some descriptor or something, but apparently that's not a thing here. So, all right then.
So that is the picture. Just trying to see if there's any unusual interaction or something with the mantle like it is, but I'm not seeing a button, a lever, a switch, nothing like that. Well, that's not putting us at like 3 hours. So I guess for now that's where we're gonna end it. And everything flipping back to normal. That's funny. Should have given the game a better name. Well, I think part of the problem is they're trying to... I think they're trying to fit the name of the game kind of in that same genre that or whatever that you might see for works like Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad, or, you know, The Marble Fawn like Nathaniel Hawthorne, or, you know, Christmas Carol, right, and Scrooge's Mansion in that, right? Those kinds of things. I think they're trying to fit in that kind of thing. So they're giving it a name, but I think they're giving it a name that's kind of inspired by something like Heart of Darkness, where it's not so much that they're trying to copy the name, but they want to give it the feel of something that's mysterious and dark and supernatural and just generally troubling. And so because that was their aim, I think I'm not arguing that the name they chose is the best name per se. I'm just saying I think they're trying to give that feel. So it was probably intentional. I mean, I think. I don't know for sure, but I think so. So, yeah, Heart of Darkness was good, I thought. It's a bit difficult to get through in parts, but anyway. Okay, so that was Darkness Within. We'll be doing more of that next Friday. Tomorrow night is more Resident Evil The Village. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys then. Until next time, peace out.
Poor spider.
This freaking boy. Oh, that's so sad.